Welcome back to another video of That Casual Dad. If you're like me, and you've played like every Call of Duty ever, yes, I know I'm old, and you've spent a lot of time in the 5 years existence of Warzone on the Battle Royale battlefield, from Verdansk to Lerzixten and all the maps in between. We've seen the Warzone scene develop a lot, from a slow-paced, more tactical shooter towards a fast-paced, bounty-hunting, kill-feeding monster of a game. Don't get me wrong, I like both playstyles, and I've played my fair amount of normal mode, resurgence, and ranked. Even in multiple seasons, getting to Crimson in ranked, where I quickly got to know my place. I must say that the last year of Warzone in Lerzixten, I did not enjoy. The map just felt off, it did not feel alive, had way too many high buildings, and it was overall just too big for my taste. So now, we are here, in 2025, with the return of Verdansk. Now Warzone isn't just about the chaos of rapid gunfights anymore. Today, we're exploring how to truly enjoy the game by going back to our 2020 Warzone roots with a brutal and punishing time to kill, which makes you slow down, take smarter tactical decisions, and lets you leave behind the old rush for kills mentality. In this video, I want to talk about this reset of playstyle, and give you some insight in how I got to enjoy Warzone again. As for me, I had to redefine my playstyle and adjust the way I'm experiencing Warzone as a battle royale genre. By doing this, I'm able to relive the way 2020 Warzone feels. We are able to delve into the OG way of enjoying Warzone. Over the past few years, we've seen Warzone evolve dramatically. In the original Warzone in 2020, as which Verdansk now has returned to, there were no zip lines, redeploy drones, or redeployment flares. The game slowly developed to a fast-paced thrill, where the adrenaline of constant bounty rushing and non-stop action was mandatory. Over multiple years and seasons, updates and community feedback, Call of Duty began to shape a new era. Developers introduced a series of DLCs and patches that not only refined the mechanics, but also introduced, in my opinion, some terrible big maps. In this case, I'm not talking about the Resurgence maps. I found Rebirth, Vondel, Fortune's Keep, and even Ashika Island were quite enjoyable. But for the big maps, the game has grown, and now so have our approaches. These fast-paced mechanics have drastically changed on how 99% of the player base of Warzone looked at the game, and this resulted in a more and more declining player base. These changes were holding us back from fully exploring the strategic depth that Warzone has to offer, and with the return of the OG Verdansk in Warzone, we can now experience it once more. The battlefield today is about precision and planning. Slowing down your pace might seem counterintuitive, because we were all used to the old, all-out assault style. But think about it. Every pause, every calculated move, means you're trying to adapt, exploiting map knowledge, positioning yourself advantageously, and rotating the zone on the right time. Let's be real. Patience isn't as flashy as a montage of a Resurgence match with over 30 kills. But having patience is necessary to win more games in the OG Verdansk. And more importantly, it makes the game more enjoyable. The cinematic way of how Verdansk feels and looks makes you get back to the edge of your seat, not because you are sweating your private areas off, but because of excitement and tension. Winning a game now comes from smart movement and reading the field like a chessboard, not just running, flying, and redeploying around, trying to shoot everyone in your sights. Firstly, which is quite obvious, slow your pace. Instead of sprinting headlong into every fight, take your time. The map of Verdansk can be used to your advantage. The environment is full of trees, cover, elevation, and terrain. Use it. We've all experienced that the time to kill is harsh, it is fast. So pushing everything without concerning about possible cover or escape routes will punish you with almost certain death. Next, plan your moves. As you drop into the map, choose your landing zone and subsequent movements carefully. There are not a lot of contracts, and everyone wants one. Pre-planning your drop carefully can mean the difference between an early exit and the Warzone victory. Of course, we all like to go Rambo from time to time, and sometimes it can be fun to just do a hot drop, to try and take a certain contract, or land at Superstore for that massive shootout. Third, communication and patience. If you're playing with a squad, share information, coordinate your positions, and wait for opportunities rather than forcing engagements. Pushing a squad of 4 when you've knocked 1 or 2 players is not always the right decision when your teammates are not near you. In this video I'm playing solo, but when I'm playing with friends in a squad, we make sure to communicate our asses off. When playing solo, having more patience will definitely help you. I'm not saying camp somewhere in the end zone, because that's not my kind of thing, but pre-aiming that corner when entering a building with an enemy in it gives you a huge advantage in a gunfight. Don't get me wrong. Slowing down, playing smarter, and making more tactical decisions doesn't mean ignoring the meta. Of course, everyone can play what he or she wants, but chasing the meta has always been part of Warzone's DNA, and it's still one of the most effective ways to get a competitive edge. We all know that at the start of a season, the new weapons are likely to be overpowered, which makes them popular and more players will use them. Knowing what's hot and adjusting your loadout accordingly still matters and will always matter. A smart player with the right setup is always going to win more gunfights than someone clinging to their favorite weapons from 3 seasons ago. So yes, use the meta, but don't let it define how you play. Combine the meta with your own intention. Don't just slap on the latest loadout and sprint into chaos. Use that loadout within a smart strategy, control power positions, like buildings and buy stations, rotate the zone wisely and sometimes early. For example, if you're using the HDR or KAR sniper with an AK-47, you can take control of higher buildings and take advantage of more open areas. If you're using a Kilo with an SMG, you will definitely benefit more from urban areas, where close combat matters more. The real advantage comes when you use the metaguns the way they are intended to be used. That's where, in my opinion, Warzone in 2025 really shines. For me, Warzone 2025 offers a fresh perspective on how to experience the Battle Royale genre. I've forgotten how much I love the way of a more slow and thoughtful gameplay feels. The nostalgic feeling of dropping back on Verdansk definitely weighs in as well. By letting go of aggressive habits and embracing a more thoughtful, tactical approach, I'm not only playing smarter, I'm also enjoying the game on a whole new level, which makes winning a crazy gunfight and getting that Warzone victory way more engaging and exciting to experience. This reset, in which Call of Duty takes us back to where it all started, looks like a good decision. A lot of people are enjoying Warzone again. Activision has stated that they're very excited of the number of returning players who get to play and enjoy the OG Warzone map. And in a poll of modern Warzone on X, in which over 13,000 people voted, almost 80% voted that this update is the greatest Warzone update ever. What do you think of the return of Verdansk in Warzone? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, share this video, and maybe even subscribe to my channel. I'm planning on making more content and would very much like to see you around.